I just read about this asteroid heading at us. We're getting what, an asteroid a week heading at us now. It's going to be 3 million miles away, and they're saying it's the size of 14 queen size beds. Who measures asteroids comparing them to queen size beds? Why do they pick queen size bed? Why not king size? Why not full? Why not twin? Why not a garage, or a one car garage? Why not a two car garage? Why not well, they did say a Volkswagen. Did they say a Volkswagen Beetle or a bus or something? But I mean, comparing it to a queen size bed. But I was just going to say, I think as an asteroid a week, I think we ought to get a picture every time an asteroid comes by us. I think we ought to be able to get a picture, so I can get posters and make a room full of posters of all the asteroids that have not near missed, but came by Earth. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? All the asteroids. How long have they come? Is this just a new thing in the last 10, 15 years or something that all these asteroids are starting to fly by us, or is our galaxy floating through an asteroid field? Are all the things we're pointing into space creating the heat which hits these asteroids fields clear out in space? And the warmth is what I've heard. The heat, you could point a laser at an asteroid and apparently they are attracted to heat. So I don't know if the sun's warming up, there's more radiation, or maybe it's the sun's radiation just now reaching this asteroid field. Maybe a bunch of solar flares has caused the heat to radiate out there and is pulling it toward the sun. I don't know. They're not saying anything about it. They're not saying that there's some evil scientist pointing lasers out there trying to attract asteroids into our swath of our planet as it orbits around the sun. I don't know if that has if there's a variance in our orbit, as the sun is maybe a million miles and you can't really measure by looking at the sun, and they don't have, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe we're on a perfect oval or egg or whatever orbit. We're on a perfect orbit that we always do the same, we just tilt a little. But anyway, I was just wondering, if if they're pointing lasers up there all the time, or if there's just the heat from the sun is doing it. But they say that you can point lasers out there and heat something up and it attracts objects towards the heat source. So if you're here in the orbit and you point out there and you say, oh, we're going to attract this asteroid, and you heat it up, you'd have to, even if you did track it all the way around the orbit around the sun for, the year, then you got that whole, I don't know how wide the swath is that the Earth orbits. I don't know if I've heard about how wide it is, our orbit is from the diameter of our orbit. I don't know if I don't keep up with it. It doesn't really matter, because why would I want to remember that? I just right now it's like, oh, kind of interesting. How wide is the diameter of our orbit? And the inside diameter, is there an outside diameter? Do we fluctuate? Kind of like a piston ring, maybe fluctuates on the wall. A little more heat, and we're drawn. The sun heats up, and we're drawn a little closer, and we got this fluctuation where they might not be measuring. What if it's 20 feet? What if our Earth moves 20 feet out? Maybe we're moving an inch away from the sun or closer to the sun. Anyway, they probably said, oh, we've moving 0.3 centimeters per year. We've measured. I don't think you can measure. You got a flaring ball of fire blowing out, and they're going to say what? They're measuring to the center of the sun. They got a measurement that can measure into the heat of the sun, the center of the sun. If they have something that can measure the center of the sun, then they can peer into the center of the sun, and they can get all the information they need from the center of the sun if they got something that can peer to the center of the sun. Anyway, just saying that, wondering why all these asteroids, they're saying we're going through an asteroid storm or something like that, but what do you mean going through? They also said, what, a decade or two ago, that we're moving through, our universe is moving through space. We're not just staying in one area. Was it our galaxy or our solar system? I can't remember what they said. They keep changing the story. You know, they keep saying it's either the solar system or the galaxy. I'm sure you get to the top and this guy said, well, I've been misquoted, and what it really was, who cares? You know, why don't they just let one person speak on the subject and quit trying to interpret what he's saying? That's what needs to happen. One person speaks, and if there's discrepancy, they have a debate, and the discrepancy is settled, and then that guy shut up, and everything is erased that he said if it's wrong, and the new guys is in there and is placed in his place, so we don't go searching for something and find the other guy's lost discrepancy, and we say, oh, well, this is the truth. I know that this is the truth, and they say, well, this is the truth because this is the newest, and then what if this guy is based on a different measurement where the sun was in a flare-up and he made anyway. Science, the variable truth, meaning sometimes lies, I guess. Anyway, 616. Oh, I just passed the number for anyway. Asteroids flying by Earth, quite a few, isn't it?